Now let's create our contact form here. So we have already similar kind of heading. We can simply copy or we can start from scratch. Let's add a container first. So there is a 2-column container and add some spacing, 90 pixel top and bottom 90 pixel. Okay, I think the padding is not necessary for this design. I will add them or adjust the padding later, but as of now just start working, then later on I'll be using padding here. Let's add a map first. Increase the height 700 pixel, and there is a spacing on the right, top, left and bottom inside the map area, and you cannot reduce the space, and I think that's not an issue. That's fine, you can use that as of now. So here is the space that I have mentioned here. And now just take a look at here, add a heading. Okay, add background color. The heading size is 40 pixel. I have added 40, none of them. So let's select H2 and make it 40 pixel. The typography heading size 40 pixel, and add a contact information at the top. Activate subheading and make it or above the heading or above the heading tag. Now create a form here. So before creating form, let's change the background color. Change the heading color and subheading color. Also select the whole container and change the placement, layout, content to the top. So it looks like this. And I'll be adding padding later on. Okay, so I think it's not necessary to change the alignment, because when I add the contact form here, it will change automatically. Let's select the container, add the form. So this form is coming from Spectra, and there is only little drawback or little issue here, I would say, which is you cannot use column here. And to add column, they have something else. Let's hide the label first. So take a look at the design. First name. Okay, the label, I think it's not necessary. So let's select the first name. I'm gonna add icons here, the last name and phone number. So when you want to add phone number or any additional information, select the whole form, click on the plus icon, and here you can see there's an option called phone number. Select and take it or place it to the top, and then email address. I think the email address is already here, and address after that message. I think the address is not necessary here. Let's keep it simple. And for the submit button, let's take a look at the color, which is this one, and there is a privacy policy terms and condition checkbox. So inside the form there is an options called terms, I think. Okay, I'll be using the checkbox here. And for submit button, let's go to styles tab, submit button, change the background color to this yellow color and the text color white, not white, it should be black color, border radius 0, and the padding, let's adjust the padding 30 pixel. So on the top it should be 20, bottom should be 20, right, we can increase to 40, and the font size 60, weight bold. Now if you just take a look at the view here, I have to reload the page again. So it looks like this, and the design, it doesn't look perfect. So how can we solve this one? Let's take a look at here first to understand why there is a spacing. If you inspect, you can easily understand there is some padding all over the area inside the form. So first I'm gonna reduce the padding here. When I select the form, you can see there is a padding here. So I have added padding inside the form. Okay, not this one. Here is the spacing. Let's make it 0, and the phone number tab looks different. Let's use simple phone number tab or input field. Okay, let's add a name and change it to the phone number. So now it's time to add or convert this item into 2 column and also change the style. Select the form and change to the underline, and also go to the styles tab, go to the input, and border radius make it 0, and just take a look at here, the placeholder color is white color. Let's change the placeholder color white, and there is another color, which is, let's change the other color like checkbox. And if you just take a look at here, checkbox toggle radio, so you can change the color and other information from here. I just wanted to change the color here inside the checkbox, but I don't know why it's not changing. So it should change the color here. Maybe it will be displaying perfectly at the front end. Okay, it's not displaying the color here. Now let's make it column first, then I will have a look later on. To add column, there is no options inside the Spectra. If you want to add column, you have to use this class here. When you want to use 50-50 or 2 field in one row, you have to use UAZ call 2. So for 3 field in one row, you have to use UAZ call 3 and UAZ call 4 for the 4 field. Now select the page here, select name and go to the advanced tab. Click here, add class name. Same goes here, add class name, and also for the phone number and email address. Click on update. And reload the page. So as you can see, it's now displaying side by side and everything looks pretty good here. Just there is a little small issue which is related to the color. If you compare the border color, let's change the border color to little bit darker. So the form border radius here, input field, the border color, let's add little bit darker, and the padding left at 0 here. After that, the only issue which is inside the checkbox, because the checkbox, if you just take a look at here, this is the field for checkbox toggle radio, and you cannot change the checkbox color here. So let's take a look at the border. So there is some bugs here, and okay, let's update and see. Let's change the color here again because due to the bugs it just redo or undo everything. So what I can do here, element color, let's change it. Still it's not working, and this color should also work, but I don't know why it's not working. So it's a bug from Spectra, and we can use custom CSS code, but I'm not gonna use as of now, because many of you have mentioned that you guys have some lack of knowledge regarding the custom code, and that's fine. So I'm not gonna use this one as of now. Click on update. And there is a gap between the form and maps. So let's add some spacing between them. But everything else looks good here. You can see it looks perfect. And to put a spacing, I'm gonna select the parent container and go to the styles tab, spacing, and increase the column gap. Let's make it 50.